Hello. All right, so got an email today. Well, that's a lie. Probably came about 3 months ago. It wasn't an email today, but it's from Pam. I'm just about getting round to answering Pam's email. So hi, Pam. And I thought this was kind of interesting. So she said, for some time now, I've been considering doing a form of adult FBT with my older brother. Good for you. Fabulous. I love any kind of taking responsibility by asking for help from other people and being accountable to other people for things that you know are scary to you. Good move. So you've been thinking about doing this form of adult FBT with my older brother. However, whenever I discuss the possibility, my brother always asks the same questions, and I seem unable to answer them in a way that gets him to understand things fully. The common questions that he makes are, I don't get why you're afraid to gain weight when you know it will be good for you. What's so bloody scary about just gaining weight? So, Pam, I did a podcast. If you go to iTunes and you search, God, I can't even remember the name of my own podcast, Eating Disorder Recovery Podcast with Tabitha Farrar. It was a really early one. It's probably in 2016 when I first started the podcast. And I did this podcast about fear and what it feels like. And I made the comparison of, say, talking to somebody who doesn't have an eating disorder and asking them to imagine something that they're really terrified of. So it might be spiders, it might be snakes. And say if you're scared of spiders, you might know that there's nothing. That little spider over there can't hurt you. It's not even poisonous. I mean, what's this tiny little spider going to do? Go and get a kitchen knife and stab you? Because if it's not poisonous, it can't actually kill you, even if it did bite you. You might know all of that logically, but the truth is that if you have a fear of spiders, you're still going to shit your pants if a spider gets on you, aren't you? You're still going to freak out about that. And so if you can think of something that your brother is scared of, then that might make him understand what an illogical fearing food is. Illogical. You might have reasons for it that you think are logical, but fear of food isn't logical. It's an illogical fear, but it's very real. A fear being illogical doesn't make it not real. It's like still as real as if a bear was in your house trying to eat you. It's still the same amount of fear. So helping people understand that an illogical fear still has an HPA axis, that's fight or flight, hypothalamic pituitary adrenal gland in your brain chain of action. And so, as I said, I point you to that podcast. Can't quite remember what it was called, but it was early on. It's something to do with fear, understanding fear and anorexia, or something like that. And maybe getting him to listen to that might help him out. I explain that really fully there. But if not, then just trying to point to an illogical fear that he may have to help him understand that illogical fear doesn't mean that it's not a valid fear, and it doesn't mean that you're not shit scared. Okay, so Pam goes on to say, and other things are, why can't you just eat more? It's not that hard. You add more volume, just do double amounts and spoon, fork to mouth. Well, it still comes down, it's because of the fear bit, isn't it? And the whole reason that you would be recruiting this person's help is to make you push past that fear, keep you accountable so that you have to eat despite the fear that you feel. So it is a bit like, it's just like saying to someone, why can't you just touch that snake? Just go over there and touch the snake. It's not going to hurt you. It's not so hard. Just get off the seat and go and touch the snake. And you're paralyzed, like, oh, I can't get up and go and touch the snake. It's helping him understand that the fear can paralyze you sometimes, hence the reason that you're asking for his help to eat. Because you're not just asking for his help to eat just because, for the heck of it, just because you think that's your idea of fun. So I think that that's important for people to understand as well, maybe help him understand. So you've also, Pam, written, he makes negative comments about my personality and how it's changed with anorexia and how I'm not fun anymore, how I've destroyed things. Wow, he's probably right. I wasn't any fun at all when I had anorexia. That's all the more motivation to not have anorexia anymore and to eat your way back into health. And so I think that if he makes negative comments, and there's some truth to that anorexia has really changed your personality and made you a not very fun person anymore, then you can probably just agree with him and say, yes, buddy, you're right. It's not much fun being me when I'm scared of food, so help me. Help me eat more food and help me get better. I know it's not often very pleasant to hear someone say to you, you're not a fun person anymore, Pam, but there's probably some truth in that, and you've got very good reason for not being fun, and your reason for not being fun is that your body's in malnutrition and you're scared to eat. It's not fun, is it? So help him understand that. Help him understand that in order to get fun old Pam back, he's got to help Pam eat.